So I'm on a trip to Wales for a week before the beekeeping show, and I couldn't resist popping in to see a beekeeping friend who kind enough to take me out and show me her apiaries. We are in Ceredigion, which is one of the areas in Wales I've never been to, but it's an amazing place. These are all Welsh black bees, and I know because I've just been stung in the ear hole and it damn hurt. But anyway, I'm just saying hello because I'm going to play you the video of me putting my barn owl box together, putting in new cameras in it, which I did last week, the week before I came away, and now I can watch them live streamed. Something that I like apart from bees is giving animals a bit of a chance, and my passion, as you know, is barn owl, so I can do that when I'm not doing beekeeping, but they kind of look after themselves. All you do is set it up for them. As they say, if you build it, they will come, a bit like this. If you build a super apiary in the really good location and you get everything right, your bees do really well. So it's the same for my barn owls. Anyway, here's the video. I hope you like it. I'll be back soon. And I'll also be going to the beekeeping show next Saturday, which is the 24th of February in Telford in the United Kingdom. Big beekeeping show there, and I'm really looking forward to see everybody, meeting loads of people there, which will be great. Until then, I'll say goodbye, but in Wales they say ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra. Bye for now. So these are the new cameras I bought. They're provided by a company called Green Feathers, and they're based in the UK, so they do quite a few different nest box cameras. It's going to flip this down and flip it around. Okay, so the great thing about this is we have a power button if you need to power this with a DC charger. That goes on that one. You've got a reset button, which is that one there, and you've also got a light sensor button, or a sensor that actually works out how much light you've got inside the box. So that gives you automatic recognition of day and night, and that's the main isolated PoE. So you plug your, well, for me, I'm using hardwired cable, so I plug my RJ45 into that, which I've done with all my other stuff. So if you want to know what RJ45 is, it's what we use to put on the end of Cat 6, and this is Cat 6 cable. So if I find the end in the inside, you've got 4 pairs of wires, and that's what most data cable is. Okay, so this is my Cat 6 cable, but I'm not using this one. This is the one that's going to go back into the house from the camera that's on my land over there. That's a separate security camera, but long story short, all the cables are going to terminate and go into this hole that I've got to make bigger, but that is the way into my house for the moment. So this is all coming off. This was just added years ago. It's all disconnected now, but that's all coming off. I don't need that. I've got power inside, and they're all going to come down vertically, which is brilliant. Be a bit of a job, but these cameras look really good, and I'm really pleased with them. They're not 100% waterproof, but 99%. So if they're inside a dry area, there's absolutely no problem. And obviously, what I like about them is the fact that you've got 2 little bits of metal on the top there, that when you initially fix them in, they grip the wood and don't twist, which is nice. And also, you can then adjust the sides to be firm and tight so that they don't move once you fix them into position. So there's quite a lot of stages to this, but it'll take a while. But Green Feathers, good product, I think. Time will tell, but I think they're going to be good cameras. A lot of people I know got barn owl boxes, have used these before, and that's where I found out about them. So I'm really pleased. And it's going to take a couple of days, but at least I know the barn owl isn't nesting. There's nothing inside the box, and I feel really good about that because I really wanted to get this done ASAP. I've got tons of other work going on down the bottom of the shed, but I'm just going to have to leave that because this has got to be done. You have to take priority in these things, and I feel it's the right thing to do now. So, and when I finish, all this will be done, the cameras will be in, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. We'll have a new barn owl box cameras that will see us through the season, hopefully, and show us the progress of the barn owls. So that'll be good fun. There's one of my cameras looking in there. That's the view you can see. Well, I just come up the ladder, so I'm out of breath. Okay, so that's looking inside. That's the ply. It's actually, believe it or not, it's covered in a laminate, that whole sheet, and it's at an angle. You can see the angle there. But basically the barn owls, the young barn owls, can't come up and get to that camera. But what I have done here is I'll just flip this around. This is what I had to do because there was no right angle to bolt the new camera onto the box that shines that way, and that's the view you get when you look. I've had to put a back on it to keep the wind off, but also build an arm that you see there to support the new camera. So it's pretty protected under the roof. But it's not ideal, but it's, you know, all I can do. I've also got a lead dripper on the top here. So the rain, this is all one sheet last year, and it's made a massive difference. The barn owl box never gets wet now. So there's a lead dripper, and that basically gets rid of all the water, and it's protected from the weather. So it's east facing. You can see they got a direct access to their flying ground straight away out there. And there's the barn over there where you see at night. So anyway, there you go. So we're about a week later now, maybe a bit more, but this is what I managed to come up with for my installation. One of my Green Feathers cameras is in the usual place of the old camera. That's gone really well. The trouble is I've screwed up a bit because I find it difficult to get the bolt up in the top here around, but it's still fine. And with everything as it is, it's not going to move, which is fine. I do like these adjustments on the Green Feathers that allow you to really tighten up, not too tight, but just firm up that position of the camera once you've got it right. And the great thing is, because you've got Wi-Fi here from the Green Feathers cameras in itself, you can actually log straight into the camera as you're positioning it, and then you get a perfect view of your barn owl box, which is there. The other side, I've had to build a slight extension. So I've got two cameras on this end, basically. One is the front landing strip, which is there, and you can see when the birds land, and the view you see at night is approximately like that. I've included the land because sometimes the barn owls sit in the trees, and because the camera throws out quite a bit of light, it will be quite good to see them flying up to the box. And when you see the young on the front of the tray, they also call a lot to the barn owls, and as they approach, the adults approach, they often lower their heads to receive prey. So it's interesting to see the adult barn owls approaching. So that's one reason why I've done that, but also it means that you don't just see a boring board like that. You get a bit more of a view of the landscape. So fingers crossed that'll do a good job. I'm going to come up and paint it hopefully tomorrow. That won't take long, but just to give that a quick coat. But that is what I've managed to do. So I've got two IP cameras, one inside the box, one outside. They both go to this junction box here where the actual workings are inside. And then the two IP wires go down into my house, down this wall. And I've got one more to add now. I thought about having a switch up here, but then I've got to run power to it, which itself isn't a problem. But at the moment, because I've got plenty of cable and I've got the ability to do RJ45 joints, I just thought it would be better to just join it and run the cameras directly to, okay, it's an individual wire for each one, but that's not really a problem because where they go into the wall there, they terminate the other side anyway to my recorder and player. So you can see the old camera still hanging down the wall there. As I'm going to the middle now, I'm going to empty out the box a little bit, clean it out, and then I'm going to start fitting the far camera, which is inside that entranceway there. You can probably see it. Let's turn that around. It's just inside the main entrance there that I use to show when the barn owls are jumping in and out the box, and also when the young barn owls are waiting underneath for food. So let's get to that side. I should have a platform here, but I haven't, but it is what it is. I can't do anything else at the moment. I've got no platform. So a ladder is good if you take your time and you know what you're doing. So now the other side of the box by the entranceway, and if you look, I've fitted the Green Feathers camera, the same as the other two over there. That's the one you can see from the front. So I fitted this one inside the entranceway. Just bear with me, I'll just put the camera inside so you can see. So let's have a look in here. There's the camera, and it faces downwards. I'll give you a shot now of what it looks like from the inside. But I'm really pleased, that's done. Managed to use the same stainless steel screw from before, so I just had to undo the bracket that holds the camera on. That little bracket you can see on the top, I had to undo that because you can't pass the screw through it until you take it off, but that's no problem. So I took that off, put it back on, and you've got those nice little screws, I said, either side of the camera that hold the bracket to it quite firmly. So overall, that's done as well. That's done neat, and this will actually protect it from most of the weather. It's well sealed anyway. I was going to put this in a box, but I haven't got a box big enough for that length of connection. So obviously that's the Wi-Fi bit there that comes with the Green Feathers camera, and that is the actual connector that has my RJ45 clip inside. And then you've got a tube, the connector's about there, then you've got the tube, and then you've got a nice seal on the end, which has gone on quite well. But unless you know how to use these, even the cameras I've got around the house now have this similar system, so I know how to put it on and it's fine. But when you're quite new to it, you've got to remember to put this part on first, then you slide the sleeve over, and then you put the O-ring on this part, and then overall it seals it really well. But then I've now got to just run these cables down and around through the other side, and then they'll join the other two there, and that will be this complete. So I'm very happy with that. Let's put this LED flashing back. That is now in and done. I didn't want these little lights inside the box. I was going to actually house this inside and just tuck it up in the roof somewhere, but the problem is I can't really get in the box except from that way, and it makes it really awkward. One thing I will say as well, I'm very aware of avian flu and other things that barn owls can carry. So I've been scraping off this tray. This is a tray I kind of made before, a new landing tray, when I renovated it last year, and I support it from underneath. But what I did was I put in these drainage slits here, so that any rain that comes off or drips off from the front lands on here and drains away. Now, one thing I didn't get right was I should have made the gap bigger, because these birds, because they poop and they drop pellets and all that on here, it actually blocks up the holes, and then obviously because the holes block, the water doesn't drain away, so it rots quicker. It doesn't matter anyway, because I can just replace the tray, but it's just to bear in mind, if you're making drainage, if you're making a tray for birds to land on, and they love this, because they can grip with their feathers, especially the young, they like to grip that, and then they can flap their wings without taking off, and it gives them the security of getting their wings strengthened. They don't take off, but they love this to grip on. So if you want to fit this, just put some drainage strips in between so the water drains away and it will last a lot longer. This box is getting a bit tatty now, but I'm going to try and come up with a paint after, just to dull that area down, to paint it up, because it's the new bit I added, but it protects the camera from that will be a northwesterly wind there, because we're north there and we're east over that way. So we are on the gable end of this house, but it's kind of north, but more northwest of this house, gable end. But it's the perfect side, and the barn owls love it. They were here last night, they were mating in the box, or pretend to be mating, we don't know. So I'm so glad to get this finished, so then they can have this back and I won't bother them anymore. Everything is in place now and it's all done. Need to close that as well. So there we are done. The camera is all installed, and the cabling, which I was just going to show you, is all tidy. So it comes across there, underneath for this side, and then goes down the wall really neatly. Because I had a light here originally, and what I did was I spent some time getting all these fixings in. So when I took the light down, I had all the fixings to use, and that's where it disappears into my house. So I've got a cover plate to go on all of this that will cover that externally and protect the wires as well. Not that they're really any danger here. They're out of everybody's way. But obviously it's good to keep them protected. So long story short, extremely successful day. And the barn owl box is finished. So just to add, this is a screen recording from my mobile phone. First one, I'm going to show you the main nest box. That's one of the barn owls in the day. and I think that's the female. Obviously this is my mobile phone, so it just shows you the picture going outside when I went full screen. Now I'm going to go to the landing tray, and this is a picture from the landing tray outside in the day when it finally loads. So I'm streaming from my house where we haven't got fibre optic yet, so you can see it takes a while to upload. I'm actually away in the UK, as you know, but this is to show you how good the app is. So you can see the really good quality picture from Green Feather's cameras, which I'm really pleased about. And finally, I'm going to show you the entrance hallway, and this will show you where the barn owls enter from the tray into the box before they go into the main nest chamber. But you can just see the clarity of the camera, and B, how accessible it is on the app to use. So I'm really pleased with it. The only thing is I can't use my cameras on my laptop or a computer yet. There's no app for that, but I hope Green Feathers are working on that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and we will catch up again soon. I'll be back in the UK next week. Bye for now.